suffer. To survive, well, that's to find meaning in the suffering.
By request, today I finally shall bring you the backstory and history behind DBX Clan. And a little bit of a heads up, none of this will be scripted, so I'm doing this off the top of my head and from how I feel and how things have been seen and how things are changing and evolving with DBX. So if I mutter a couple words, please forgive me. And as you guys see on the screen right now, I want to give you guys a visual representation of how DBX Clan used to be and how it's changed and evolved in the short 2 months that we have been working our asses off to grow it back to its prime. Now I want you to think about something. That has been the past 2 months. Imagine everything that we all can accomplish in the next 3 years. Now, I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I've been called a variety of things in the years I've done this, wise beyond my years, and, well, a variety of unpleasant assumptions. But with every battle, every fight, and every struggle, I feel there always is a lesson to be learned, and I pride myself on thinking I'm able to learn what it is I was blinded and could not see. You see, now, to the average person and someone that doesn't know me well, all of this might seem like nonsense. And I could sit here and explain it, but if I was to sit here and explain it, then that would defeat the whole entire point and purpose I'm trying to get across. And so let's start from the beginning. See, at first I made DBX just to be the average clan. I didn't really picture me taking it anywhere, trying to do much with it. But eventually, over time, as I matured and I got older, it changed. By the time I was at least 11, 12-ish, my whole entire perception of the world and people and all the experiences and shit I've went through from all the people I've met over the years, everything just changed and I started maturing faster than I should have been. And that's why I've run into some people saying I'm too stuck in the ways of the past and how humans used to be, back in the medieval times and everything. They had a code of honor and they had loyalty to each other. Even though it was the same nowadays, they had a code of honor and their word actually meant something. they had a code of quote unquote ethics, you know? So things then are just so much different. So when I ask people, give loyalty, don't lie to each other, and they say, that's kind of weird. No, it's not that it's kind of weird, it's because nowadays, because how people are, that's too much to ask. And to be honest, at my age, it's sad that I realize this and I know this. So I'm able to have a certain of effect on people, and people feel as if they treat me different. For example, my friend Red Mask, and if you don't know who he is, I'll pop him up on the screen right here. A friend of his wanted to join DBX, and out of respect, I said I would talk to the kid. He was 13 years old, and the age limit is 15, but if they're a friend of my friend, then I'll make an exception on occasion. Well, getting back to the point, when I joined the party, him and his friend were freaking out because they were expecting me to be all strict and weird and 100% serious and not chill at all. Which, if I was in their shoes and meeting somebody that has so much that they can do to gloat over their head, I would have expected the same thing because of how I used to be when I was 11 years old, running the clan, trying to get taken serious by people twice my age. So I can understand where they were coming from. But to their surprise, they said that I was a real laid back and chilled guy. But since I'm a lucky one and I have been gifted with wisdom, or so as I see it and claim it to be, which you can believe it, don't believe it, I can do without. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. But obviously, with what I have and we have accomplished with DBX, that's enough to show for as fact of what I'm stating. So DBX, through the 6 years of the life that I was getting bullied, was my escape. That's why I spent so much time and so much effort into it. And eventually, after meeting so many people and having so many different experiences, it toughened me up because I used to always have my feelings on my shoulders. And another question I get asked a lot is, Yo, Dark, why do you always have a good amount of young kids with you hanging out and everything? Well, picture it like this. Picture you're that young kid, because everybody here obviously was young at a time. But even though they're younger than you and you're older than them, you both are here for the same purpose. So them having the disadvantage of them being younger and them not being taken more serious, I like to give people that I feel worthy their spotlight and a attempt to shine. And why did I do that? Because the same thing happened with me with DBX. Somebody gave me the time of day, and I took their advice and their teachings and turned it into my own thing, and here we are now. And it really is nobody's business for me to say who those people were, but one of them was my dad. My dad's taught me a lot, tough love and all of her experiences, and I respect her a lot for that. I am similar to her. Everybody does tend to get hard-headed, but I do appreciate her advice and everything she has taught me. And with my mother, they're both very supportive. The both of them are, both of my parents. My mom, she bought me a $1,300 computer that I've been asking for many, many years. And they're very supportive, like extremely, overwhelmingly supportive with DBX. And I can't really explain to them how much I appreciate that. I never really have been the greatest when it comes to emotions and feelings and everything. And maybe they might watch this, and maybe they might understand me a little bit more from some things that I can't explain. Because maybe them getting a visual image and just everything else, what they've already seen me accomplish, maybe they'll understand more, and that will somehow make us closer. But enough with my life story. DBX's future and its goal is for me to one day be able to repay my parents for everything they've done for me, and also to pursue my passion in gaming and go to eventually, when I turn 18, into esports. And for everybody that has the same ideal mindset and possible dream, if that is what you're committed to doing, then this is the place for you. And simply if you follow the 3 things I asked of you, then you have a future here. But from my experience, no matter how hard we work our asses off and we prepare for every different situation that could come and problem, nothing's guaranteed. And hey, if this fails, at least we have something we can be accomplished of. Something that we can feel good about, because there's so many people that I've either helped, either through something in some way DBX has helped them, which is really a part of its part of its purpose. And it's a good thing, and I'm appreciative of it. And to everybody that has joined DBX and has been very active and supportive, I thank you. And I'm not going to lie to you, we do have our fair share of ups and downs, but hey, every family does. Now, speaking of family, what is DBX? Like, what really is it? See, now, it's kind of confusing, so bear with me. Now, sit here and think to yourself, what in your head is DBX to you? What do you picture it as? If you said a clan or a family, then you are very much wrong. DBX really is nothing. It actually is just an idea, because if we limit ourselves to one thing, then that's what will be expected of us. But if we branch out to multiple different things, then that means we can be endless. And throughout the 6 years I've ran DBX, you can ask all the people I hang out on a daily basis. I have never let anybody else run DBX while I was gone, nor took a break to where it would affect DBX. So that means DBX, and to a certain extent, is a part of my being, and it will be until the day I drop. Alright, now to touch on for members that are looking to get into tournaments. Listen, you need to be at least 16 or 15 years old so that you are somewhat matured. You need to have your gamer tag changed so that you can represent for DBX. And also, if anybody here is looking to get into streaming or possibly doing YouTube and you don't know where to start, you might need some tips, I can give you a little bit of advice on what I've learned from the years I've done it. Plus, now would be the best time for you to start, because the quote-unquote, if you want to put it this way, market is not full. So we don't have tons of branding or partnerships out right now. So we have tons of open slots for you guys to set up your YouTube channel, maybe with some friends, and partner it to DBX and branch it into DBX and make it officialized and secure. And the same thing goes for any members looking to host ARC servers or Conan Exile servers. You can partner them to DBX, and then we can have a quote-unquote partnership between the two, and whenever you need it, we'll put some of our recruiters on that server to start getting people to populate the server. So it will be like a live service, similar to how EA does, but we won't be charging you money. And for all the members that are looking into throwing a helping hand by recruiting, I'm going to walk you through how I do the recruiting, and you can either do it your own way. I recommend you do it the way I instruct you to. But alright, let's get into it. So how you do recruiting is, as you know, I have tons of posts pinned to my feed on my account. Simply, you would go to my account, go to my feed, share those posts to your activity feed. And then you would want to go look and join some clubs if you're not already in some. So after either you check and see if you are in any other clubs or you join some, you'd go to your activity feed, you would share the post that involves the hello, what we do and everything. You'd share that to that club, and then once somebody texts you, you would say, okay, do you need another invite to make sure they got it, because sometimes Microsoft servers can be slow. And then after that, you would send them the second post informing them that we have a channel, and if they would like to support it, then go on ahead by dropping a subscription. And also, I will be making a post for you guys to ask me questions that I will be answering in the part 2 or part 3, depending on what my schedule is. And that's where I'll be asking all the questions for the Q&A involving either DBX or some stuff you guys have questions about. So with all that being said, DBX is a bright future, and every day it's growing and expanding and becoming, well, a variety of many things. But as long as we all can keep our heads together and have one goal in mind, I think we can do this. Actually, what, never mind. I know we can do this. We have the drive, we have the fire and the passion, and that's really all we need. And also, once we start getting everything more officialized and we start getting back into the groove of things, I will be uploading a video showing and showcasing the roadmap for DBX for the rest of this year, so make sure to keep your eyes open for that. And as always, keep it peachy.